Because as we can see from Chanmi's story, sometimes talent and determination simply isn't enough. Chanmi is a great singer, a great dancer, and as determined as one could be. I mean, seriously, name me someone who has trained for over 16 years. Role in determining success as well. If Chanmi was just a little bit older, could she have joined Girls' Generation? If Cohen's school debuted today, could they have been more successful at? These are all questions that we will be left to ponder with. But what has been on Chanmi's side? Listening to K-pop for over a decade now, I've seen so many idols who you think can be possible contenders for the unluckiest idol. Then please let me know in the comment section down below how they're shady. And he was actually convicted of stalking his wife in 2013. So that just goes to show you that he isn't bending G-head. Okay, so this is me post-editing, and oh my gosh, I think I managed to find... Ji-young actually comes from an incredibly privileged background. Her grandfather served as the 19th Minister of Transport and currently also works as the president of Yonsei University, most prestigious universities. With so surprised that the So family was one of the richest and most respected in South Korea, and money and connections to help make Ji-young's dreams come true. The family allegedly paid out World Music Entertainment and managed to get Ji-young signed under the company, where she modeled for Storm magazine. Now, I've never personally heard of Storm magazine before this, but according to my research in the 90s, for instance, Kim Ha-ne, So Sung-hun, and Shinhwa member Shin Hae-sung were all Storm models before they transitioned into acting and singing. Group Sharp. Since Ji-young was supposed to be funding the group's debut, she obviously got the best role, and the plan was basically for her to be the visual as well as the main vocalist of the group, while the other three members were going to be the rappers. Next, World Music Entertainment debut album. With all of the plans in place, preparations for their debut began, and the group started recording, well known for producing songs with extremely high notes. And Ji-young, who was supposed to be the main vocalist, was unable to reach these notes. So Yi Sang-min was feeling pretty unsatisfied and suggested adding a better vocalist to the team. Now, I'm pretty confused about this part because I would assume that if Ji-young was funding the debut, also signed to World Music Entertainment, and because of her incredible voice, the company had plans for her to debut as a trot singer. But she didn't want to do trot, so when Sang-min found out, he immediately recruited her to join as a member of Sharp. Initially, Ji-hae and Ji-young seemed to get along.
초반에 지영이랑 친해졌을 때가 지영이가 막 먼저 막 전화하고 그랬잖아. 리클로스 먼저 빌려줘갖고 친해졌었는데.
But it wasn't long before the girls realized that they were actually rivals. After all, Ji-hae had been recruited to basically replace Ji-young as the main vocalist, so it wasn't much of a surprise that she soon started receiving the most lines. But to make matters worse, had to be re-recorded several times, and each time, more and more of Ji-young's lines were apparently reallocated to Ji-hae. Yikes. In fact, in the mid-version for one of their songs, Lying, was leaked. Now, I couldn't find this demo version anywhere, which is really unfortunate, but apparently it is said that in this version, Ji-young and Ji-hae shared an equal number of lines. Yet in the final version, Ji-hae sang a vast majority of the lines, and not just that, the pitch of the song was also raised to suit Ji-hae's vocal range, showing that she had now replaced Ji-young as the main focus of the group. All of this, unsurprisingly, laid the foundations for their strained relationship and eventual reunion. On the 12th of November 1998, the group finally made their debut with the album The Sharp and started promoting the title track Flying, which I mentioned just now, as well as Yes and Babe. During this time, the group hadn't yet multiple lineup changes, with members John Kim and Oh Hee-jung leaving the group just a few months after the debut. Although the departure of Oh Hee-jung, Chris Kim, and the group began preparing for their next album, The Sharp 1999, and one of their songs, Tell Me, became a huge hit. In fact, the song was so successful that in December, Sharp managed to beat out the Like Guys. Music Bank was already a thing back in the 1990s. Isn't that crazy? Obviously, this was a huge achievement for the group, and Jihye famously cried so badly during the encore stage that she was unable to sing any of her lines. But this was just the beginning of Sharp's success, and the group peer pressured into joining Ji-young and Chris. And soon enough, the three of them began isolating Jihye. By the time 2002 had rolled around, the relationship between Jihye and the rest of her stages, which in my opinion is actually a little bit petty because Ji-young was already the most popular member of bullied by her teammates. But anyways, during this time, Ji-young also began dating fellow singer Rue the Best Person, and when he was dating Ji-young, he allegedly participated in bullying and threat Ji-won was making towards Jihye. From what group, this was a huge headache for the production team because she allegedly had to be superimposed onto the album cover, which was a gargantuan task back in the 2000s before Photoshop was really a thing, amplified to account for the lack of group practice. So clearly, at this point, the bullying was really starting to affect Sharp's performance. Yet, World Music Entertainment wastes time